5 minutes ago, the secret words in Yu Menglong's last letter are so amazing. No one expected it. What hidden truth did he leave behind? And why was it kept from the world until now? Stay with Red Carpet Revealed as we uncover and explore the shocking revelations, right now. The news broke like thunder rolling across a silent sky. Within 5 minutes, every social media feed, every breaking news banner, every live broadcast carried the same shocking headline: Yu Menglong's final letter had been uncovered. And within its fragile pages were words so astonishing, so unexpected, that the entire nation trembled in disbelief. A man adored by millions. An artist whose smile once lit up the screens of countless dramas. Whose voice had carried fans through the darkest of nights. Left behind a message no one saw coming. And now, as those words spread across the globe, people were left asking the same haunting questions. What secrets did he leave behind? Who were those words truly meant for? And why were they hidden until now? The atmosphere surrounding the discovery was nothing short of electric. Inside his former residence, fans gathered in silence, clutching flowers, candles, and handwritten notes. Reporters jostled for position, their microphones raised high as if they could capture the very whispers of his memory. News anchors spoke with trembling voices, some even fighting back tears as they revealed the existence of the letter. It had been sealed, tucked away in a drawer no one thought to open until now, protected by a lockbox that only a single trusted confidant knew existed. And inside that lockbox, written in Yu Menglong's careful script, was his final testimony to the world. The first excerpts released to the press were breathtaking in their simplicity and devastating in their honesty. He wrote of exhaustion, of feeling like he had been carrying an unbearable weight, of longing for a peace he had never known in life. Smiled for the world, one line read, "But inside I was breaking piece by piece." Those words shattered illusions, tore down the carefully curated image of perfection that had surrounded him for years, and left fans grappling with the unbearable truth that the man they admired had suffered in silence. Reactions poured in instantly. Fans flooded social media with messages of grief and solidarity. Hashtags like Yu's letter and "We'd hear you" trending within minutes. Many shared how his words mirrored their own hidden struggles, how his bravery in finally admitting his pain gave them the strength to confront their own. Others wept openly in live streams, reading the letter aloud, voices breaking as they clutched photographs and memorabilia. The sense of collective mourning was overwhelming, a tidal wave of sorrow and empathy sweeping across borders and languages. But the letter was more than just sorrow. It was filled with revelations that shocked even those closest to him. He wrote of betrayal, of trust shattered, of people he once considered family who had turned their backs when he needed them most. He hinted at a system that drained him of life, an industry that demanded everything but gave nothing in return. "I was their product," he wrote in one chilling line, "not their person." That single sentence ignited fury across the entertainment world, sparking debates, investigations, and protests demanding accountability. As the media dissected every word, experts stepped forward to analyze the psychological undertones of the letter. Psychologists spoke of a man grappling with immense pressure. Longing for freedom clashed with a golden cage of fame. Literary scholars pointed to metaphors he used, references to broken wings, fading lights, and storms without end, as reflections of a soul trapped in despair. Each interpretation only deepened the mystery, raising more questions than answers. What struck many most profoundly were his words to his fans. He thanked them for their unwavering support, for the love that carried him through performances and tours. "You gave me reasons to stand when I could no longer walk," he wrote. Yet even here, his gratitude carried an undertone of sorrow, as though he felt he had let them down by hiding his suffering. "I am sorry I could not be stronger," he confessed. A line that sparked outpourings of love from fans who insisted he had already given more than anyone could have asked. The letter also contained cryptic passages that left investigators and readers baffled. He wrote of a shadow that follows, chains unseen, of voices that told me I belonged to them. Phrases fueled speculation about who or what he was referring to. Some believed it was a metaphor for depression. Others pointed to the entertainment agencies that controlled his every move. And still others whispered of darker conspiracies lurking beneath the surface. The lack of clarity only heightened the intrigue, ensuring the letter would be analyzed and debated for years to come. Toward the end of the first pages, one sentence stood out above all others. repeated by fans and media alike until it became immortalized in headlines and hashtags. If you read this, know that I wanted peace, not fame. Those words, so simple yet so devastating, cut to the core of his existence. For years he had been the face of fame, the embodiment of success. And yet what he truly longed for was something far more basic: peace. It was a confession that shook the very foundations of celebrity culture, forcing society to confront the question of how much pressure is too much, and at what cost do we idolize our stars. Revelations spread. The world was left reeling. Vigils were held in cities across Asia and beyond. Fans lit lanterns that floated into the night sky, carrying messages of love and remembrance. Politicians called for investigations into the industry's treatment of artists, demanding reforms to protect those still living. Journalists published exposés. Insiders leaked more details. And the media circus only grew more intense. The letter, though personal, had become a public document of reckoning. A mirror reflecting not just Yu Menglong's pain but the failings of an entire system. And yet, even with so much revealed, there was the sense that more remained hidden. The letter was longer than what had been shared, with entire sections redacted or withheld for reasons no one explained. Whispers spread that within those sealed pages lay accusations too dangerous to publish, truths that would topple giants if brought to light. Fans demanded transparency, chanting for the full letter to be released, unwilling to settle for half the truth. The pressure mounted, the anticipation unbearable, till insiders promised that the rest would be revealed soon. The stage was set for an even greater shock. The first excerpts had already shaken the world, but those who had seen the full contents hinted that the final pages were unlike anything anyone could have imagined. Promises of explosive revelations filled the air. Countdown to the release of the complete letter began. As red carpet revealed closes this first part of the investigation, the world waits breathlessly. I have seen the opening lines of Yu Menglong's last message. Lines filled with sorrow, gratitude, and longing. But the most shocking secrets, most unexpected words, remain locked within the final pages. And when they are unveiled, they will not only reveal the truth of Yu Menglong's final days, but they may very well change everything we thought we knew about fame, about power, and about the price of silence. The question now is not whether the world is ready for those words, but whether it can endure them. The world held its breath as the remaining pages of Yu Menglong's last letter were finally revealed. If the opening excerpts had shaken hearts with sorrow and gratitude, the final passages detonated like bombs, sending shockwaves through every corner of society. What had been whispered in secrecy was now displayed in black ink, his voice echoing from beyond, demanding to be heard. The letter continued with an intensity that gripped readers like a hand around the throat. He spoke of nights without sleep, waking to find his chest heavy with dread, of a loneliness so consuming that no applause could silence it. The crowd cheered, he wrote. But when the lights went out, the silence was deafening. His words resonated deeply with fans, who realized that behind the glamour of his career lay endless nights of isolation, of battles no one could see. It was a confession both heartbreaking and liberating. Testament to the truth that fame does not protect from pain, it often magnifies it. Yet the letter was not only about sorrow, it was also about betrayal. In passages that stunned readers, he wrote of broken trust. People who smiled in public but whispered venom in private. They said they loved me, he scrawled. But they loved what I could give them, not who I was. Though he never named names, the implications were damning. Industry insiders speculated furiously, pointing fingers at managers, colleagues, even friends. The ambiguity only fueled the frenzy, with every fan searching for clues, every headline screaming new theories. The most shocking revelation came midway through the final pages, in words that burned with both anger and sorrow. Confessed, I was told I belonged to them, that I had no choice but to obey, that my freedom was a dream I could never afford. For years, rumors had circulated about the suffocating control exerted by entertainment agencies, but here, in his own handwriting, was confirmation from one of the industry's brightest stars. It was no longer speculation, it was testimony. His letter became evidence, his final words transforming into a rallying cry for reform. Fans reacted with a mixture of rage and heartbreak. Protests erupted outside agency buildings, voices chanting his name, demanding justice. Social media campaigns surged, Petitions garnered millions of signatures overnight, and international organizations began investigating artist rights. Yu Menglong's letter was no longer a private farewell, it had become a manifesto for change, a symbol of the hidden costs of fame. But amid the anger, the letter also carried profound tenderness. He addressed his fans directly, writing with a vulnerability that brought readers to tears. "You were my strength when I had none," he wrote. "Your songs, your voices, I carried them with me every step." He apologized for leaving too soon, for not being able to bear the weight any longer. Even in his apology, there was grace. "Do not cry for me as one lost. Remember me as one who loved and was loved." Those words became etched in the hearts of millions, repeated in vigils, painted on banners, carved into memorials. The final pages carried the most haunting passage of all. His handwriting grew shaky, the ink darker in places where his hand must have pressed too hard. Words were simple, yet devastating. "I just wanted peace." 3 words, wanted, peace, just, have since become immortalized, trending worldwide, repeated by fans, activists, and even politicians. They are now carved on walls, printed on t-shirts, sung in tribute songs. His plea for peace became a movement, transcending borders and languages, reminding everyone of the fragility behind the spotlight. The aftermath of the letter's release was seismic. Governments launched formal inquiries into the conditions of the entertainment industry. Lawmakers promising reforms to protect artists from exploitation. Agencies scrambled to issue statements, some expressing condolences, others denying involvement. But the public was not satisfied. Former employees began to speak out, confirming the systemic problems you had hinted at, describing an environment where profit always came before humanity. For many, his final letter was proof that change was not just necessary but urgent. Internationally, the letter became a cultural milestone. News outlets across the globe carried the story, it as a universal message about mental health, fame, and human dignity. Celebrities in other countries voiced solidarity, sharing their own struggles, amplifying his words. Fans across continents lit candles, organized concerts in his memory, and created art inspired by his final message. His voice, once confined to songs and dramas, now echoed in movements for justice and compassion. For his family, the letter was both a wound and a gift. In statements released afterward, they expressed grief but also gratitude that his true voice had finally been heard. More than a star, his relatives said. A son, a friend, a soul who deserved better. Words bring change. Then his pain was not in vain. Those sentiments resonated deeply, reminding the world that beyond the headlines was a human being whose life mattered. As Red Carpet Revealed closes this final chapter, truth stands unshaken. Yu Menglong's last letter has altered history. It has forced us to confront uncomfortable questions. Look beyond the glittering surface of fame and see the fractures beneath. His words, so amazing and so unexpected. Not just a farewell but a revolution. They live on in every fan's heart, in every protest sign, in every law that will one day protect those who follow in his footsteps. 5 minutes ago, the world learned his final secret. Today, we carry it forward. His voice may have been silenced. His words remain immortal. I just wanted peace, and now, it is up to us to ensure that his wish is not only remembered but fulfilled.